pentagonal prism is having 5 rectangular faces and 2 pentagonal faces. The dimensions of this prism are given to us. If it is resting on its rectangular face, this would be its side view, right? Its top view would be like this. It would be a rectangle. You can see various views. This would be front view, top view. Let me see each views for better understanding. This would be the front view. It would be like this. If you look from the top, it would be like this, right? So let me draw this solid. So first we draw the short data. This is a brief data. Pentagonal prism, 30 mm side length, 80 mm height, resting on its rectangular face on HP, axis 30 degree to vertical plane, and cutting plane bisect the axis and 30 degree to VP. This is the position of cutting plane given in the data. So let me draw this problem. Yes, first we see this data. Draw XY line and draw pentagon below XY line. Here it is given that it is resting on its rectangular face. So first we have to draw a pentagon like this in such a way that one side is perpendicular to XY line, which we did in the first problem as well. And this is the front view. Draw projection lines from all these 5 points and we can draw its front view. Now it is resting on its rectangular face. So redraw its front view like this, tilt it on XY line, and by taking projections, this would be its top view. This edge would be visible from here and these bottom edges will not be visible. So they should be drawn with the dotted line. This dotted line represents these hidden edges which is on the XY line. So in top view they would not be visible. Now let me draw further steps for this problem in our drawing sheet. We know how to draw up to this step. Right? The pentagon below XY line having one side perpendicular to XY line and height is 80 mm. Let me name the endpoints. Point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and accordingly 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and 5 days. Right? As we have tilted on this side, 3 days and 4 days would be here, 3 days and 4 days, 1 days would be here, 2 days and 5 days would be here. So these are the points, and accordingly on the bottom side the name could be given. It is not compulsory to give name to both the ends. If you give name to one end, it is also allowable. Now take the projections from this front view. Vertical lines from here, vertical line from this edge, right? From both these edge, a straight vertical line, or it is also called as the projection line, and projection lines from this top view like this, horizontal line from point number 5, horizontal line from point number 4, horizontal line from point number 1, horizontal line from point number 2, and from point number 3, and join all these points with a straight line. So this is the top view of this solid if it is tilted on XY line or on horizontal plane and it is resting on its rectangular face. So this upper edge is visible and this edge would be invisible, this one, right? Because that edge is on XY line. So if you look from the top side, that will be invisible, this one, and we can accordingly name the endpoints. Point number 1 is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or we can extend 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, and so on. Now it is given that this solid, this one, makes an angle of 30 degree with axis. That is, axis of this solid makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. So we have to redraw this solid in such a way that its axis let me locate its axis on this top view as well. That would be somewhere here, right? This axis inclined at 30 degree to XY line. So first we draw its axis like this, which makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line anywhere to the right side of the previous one. You can locate here the dimension. This angle is 30 degree with XY line, right? Now after drawing this axis is drawn. Redraw this solid by measuring the distance or by drawing arcs from respective points. Just redraw. There are number of methods how to redraw, and we have discussed all the methods one by one how to redraw this solid. And this is the dotted line which is hidden. So this is the redrawing of this top view over here at an angle of 30 degree with XY line. Now again name the endpoints. Here is point number 1 1, 2 1, 3 1, 4 1 and 5 1, or any name could be given. Take projections from all these 5 points. Projection from 1 2 1 2 3 4 and 5, right? Similarly, horizontal lines from 1 days, 2 days, all the points 1 days, 2 days, 3 days and 4 days are on the XY line. So pick up all the points over here. Here is point number 1 2 3 4 and 5. Point number 1 is here, so let we name that point number 1 or 1 days. Point number 2 days would be here, 2 1 days or 2 days, whatever name you can give. This is 3 1 days, this is 4 1 days and this is 5 1 days. As we are looking from here, right, this corner, this face is towards us, so 1 2 3 4 5 all points would be fully visible. So join all these points with a straight line and visible line, because that end, that face is completely visible to us. 1 2 3 4 5 like this. Now what's about this backward face or this face? So for that also draw projection lines from each end points and find out the points of intersection. Locate these points. So these points are this one, 5 points, 1 2 3 4 and 5, and join them with a straight line. Now what do you say about the visibility of all these edges? If you are looking from here, this edge is not visible, hence this point is not visible, so that point should be joined with the dotted line with all other points. So this will be dotted line, and this one is the outside line, so it will be full line, visible line. This will be full line, and here this would be full line, and here dotted line would be there, which joins point number 5 days to this point. So this is the front view. Now we can locate the axis of this solid in this view as well by drawing just axis from transferring the axis from this its previous front view. This is the axis of this solid in the front view. Now next step, this we have drawn the projections of solid. Now section, draw a section plane. Here section plane passing through the midpoint of the axis and which makes an angle of 30 degree with vertical plane. So angle with vertical plane is given, hence the cutting plane would make an angle of 30 degree in top view. So in top view, find out the midpoint of the axis somewhere here. The total length is 80 millimeter, so at a distance of 40 millimeter over here mark a point. So from this point draw a cutting plane line like this. So this is the cutting plane line which makes an angle of 30 degree with XY line. In examination you should not use the red colored pen, you should take care about that. This should be darken one, and this is the cutting plane. So you can draw this cutting plane like this. This is the cut portion, right? And here material retains over here, so draw arrows like this. It means that this material will retain and this material is removed. Now find out the points of intersection from this top view and cutting plane. So first is 1 dash is here, so let me locate point P1 over here, right? Intersection of this cutting plane and horizontal and a line from point 1, line from point 2, here point number P2 would be there, line from point 2 and cutting plane is here. Here is point number P3, here is point number P4, and here is point number P5. Now transfer all these 5 points to its front view, vertical line from point P1, as point number P1 is on one line. So from here up to 1, draw vertical line here. So here would be point number P1 or P1 dash, right? P1 is here on generator 1 1. So from here draw straight vertical line, and on 1 1 it is point P1. Similarly point P2 is here. So from this point draw a straight vertical line, and on 2 it is somewhere here is point number P2, name it as P2 dash. Similarly for P3, from this point draw straight vertical line, here would be point number P3 dash. Point number 4 is here, from that point draw straight vertical line, so here is point number P4 dash. P5 is here, from that point draw straight vertical line, so here would be point number P5 dash, and join 1 2 3 4 5 P1 P2 P3 P4 P5 with a straight line. That would be some irregular pentagonal shape would be there, this one. So if you look from here and this portion is removed, this face would be visible like this. So erase all the internal portion of this pentagon and draw section lines which makes an angle of 45 degree with reference XY line. Here is point number P3, and this portion 1 2 3 4 5 also should be lightened. And if you cut this portion, this is the cutting plane and this is the cut portion. If you look from here, that would visible like this. So this is the solution of this problem. It's a sectional front view and this is top view. You can write the name, it's a top view, and this is sectional front view. Here sectional top view would not be there because the cutting plane makes an angle of 30 degree with vertical plane, not horizontal plane. So that is the solution of second problem. Now example number 3. A hexagonal pyramid, base 30 mm side and axis 70 mm long, is resting on its base on a HP with two edges parallel to vertical plane. It is cut by a section plane perpendicular to VP, inclined at 60 degree to HP and intersecting the axis at a point 30 mm above the base. So here pyramid is given. The brief data could be written like this: hexagonal pyramid 30 by 70, two sides parallel to vertical plane, cutting plane 60 degree to HP and 30 mm above the base on the axis. So first let me draw its top view. Two sides are parallel to VP, so draw a hexagon below XY line such that two sides are parallel to XY line. So this is the top view and this is the front view for this solid. Now this is the cutting plane. Here it is given the cutting plane makes an angle of 60 degree with horizontal plane. So here with this XY line draw a cutting plane which makes an angle of 60 degree from HP with XY line and 30 mm above the base. So from this base at a distance of 30 mm mark a point over here, and from that point draw a line at an angle of 60 degree, and we have to draw its sectional top view as well as the true shape. So let me draw the solution of this problem. First we draw its top view, which is a hexagon, two sides parallel to XY line like this, and by taking projections we can draw its front view like this. Front view is a triangle, and these are the edges, right? Now it is given that a cutting plane which is at a distance of 30 mm from base, so mark a point on the axis at a distance of 30 mm from XY line. So this distance is 30 mm, you can see here. So at a height of 30 mm from base, mark a point, and from that point draw a cutting plane line like this. From this point draw a cutting plane line. This is the cutting portion. Two long days, one small days, two long days, sorry, one long days and two small days. This is the cutting plane line. This hexagonal pyramid is cut like this. After cutting this bottom portion will retain and apex would be removed. Here nothing is given whether apex is retained or it is removed. So let me assume the apex is removed and this portion retains with us, this one. Only this much portion remains, this is removed. So you can lighten this upper portion as well for have better clarity of the solution of this problem, right? Now draw its top view. So for that what should we do? So first in top view, as it's a pyramid, here slant edges would be there which would be visible. So join the diagonals, and this diagonal shows the inclined edges, and name the end points to find out the points of intersection. Here is point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and apex point O is here. Similarly, apex point O dash is here. Here is 1 days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and 6 days points are there. Now let me find out the points of intersection between cutting plane and the slant edge.